Thank you.
Call the meeting to order. Have the roll call, please.
Vice Mayor George Walker,
Here.
Commissioner Alan Baldry,
Here.
Commissioner Jennifer Scully,
Here.
Commissioner David Warren,
Here.
and Mayor Travis Marion is absent.
Okay. We'll all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Where did Calvin go? Does he have the,
We'd like to get a print off the copier.
does he have the minutes for the exec? Oh, no, minute.
Here's the minutes.
You all got your copies of the November 25th town meeting? I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
Is there a second?
A second.
Is there any discussion?
I think it looks good.
All in favor?
Aye.
It's unanimous. We'll now have the reporting of the executive session for November 25th. Do you have that?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
On November 25th, 2014, at 7:45 PM, the mayor and commissioners met in executive session on the second floor of the town hall in order to hold an executive session as covered by the Maryland Open Meetings Act. The meeting was called to order at 7:45. A motion was made by Commissioner Scully, seconded by Commissioner Warnick to open the meeting. All elected officials were present, and the vote was 4-0 to open the meeting. A motion was then made to hold an executive session by Commissioner Arthurreed, seconded by Commissioner Scully. The vote, that motion passed 4-0. The purpose for the meeting was to discuss personnel as provided under the open meetings law. Topics discussed were bonuses for town employees. There was no one else in attendance at the meeting except for the elected body. The action items taken, a motion was made by Commissioner Walker, seconded by Commissioner Arthurreed, to give all employees a bonus of $300 excluding officers that have been on suspension for any part of the calendar year of 2014. That motion passed 4-0. A motion was then made by Commissioner Walker, seconded by Commissioner Arthurreed, to leave executive session. That motion passed 4-0. A motion was made by Commissioner Walker, seconded by Commissioner Scully, to adjourn the meeting. That motion passed 4-0. The meeting was adjourned at 8:13 PM.
Okay, now the reporting of the December 3rd executive meeting.
The mayor and commissioners met on the second floor of Town Hall on December 3rd, 2014, to hold an executive session as provided under Maryland Open Meetings Act. The meeting was called to order at 6 PM. A motion was made by Commissioner Scully, seconded by Commissioner Warnick, to open the meeting. All elected officials were present, and the vote to open the meeting was 4-0. A motion to hold an executive session was made by Commissioner Walker, seconded by Commissioner Arthur. That motion passed 4-0. The purpose for the meeting was to discuss personnel as provided for under the Open Meetings Act. The topics discussed was employee bonuses. Persons at the meeting other than the elected body was Calvin A. Bonenberger Jr., the town administrator. Actions taken at the executive session. A motion was made by Commissioner Walker, seconded by Commissioner Arthurreed, to award a $500 bonus to all employees. The motion passed 3-1, with Commissioners Arthurreed, Walker, and Warnick voting in favor, and Commissioner Scully voting against. A motion was made by Commissioner Warnick, seconded by Commissioner Arthurreed, to leave executive session. That motion passed 4-0. A motion was made by Commissioner Walker, seconded by Commissioner Scully, to adjourn the meeting. That motion passed 4-0, and the meeting was adjourned at 6:50 PM.
Thank you. We have no public presentations and no business meeting items. Is there any citizens' input? Steve?
Commissioners, Chief, and all residents and citizens in attendance, I just wanted to say as we come to the close of a year that it's good to see the board working together and see nice brief meetings. So I'll be very brief, and I just wish you all very happy holidays. Hanukkah starts, I think, at sundown on the 12th and goes for 8 days until Christmas Eve, and then Christmas will be upon us. So I hope you all have a very happy Christmas, and thank you for all the commissioners and all the town employees for their continued good work. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else want to speak?
It's been a long time. I'm Bud McFadden, for anybody that doesn't know me. Been Rising Sun for quite a few years, but it's been a long time since I've been to a town meeting, but I'd like to inform you that I'm very delighted at the professionalism and the control that you have gained. And it's good to see that our town is in good hands. And I'd like to wish you Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
The mayor's under the weather tonight, and he did not give a report that I'm aware of, or did not leave a report to be given. Staff reports, Chief of Police.
Good evening, Commissioners. For the period of November 28th through today, December 9th, we responded to approximately 222 calls for service. There has been no notable trends, nothing unusual or notable that has occurred. We are currently active with quite a few projects that are coming up. Again, the most notable one of them all is the Shop with a Cop, which will occur this coming Saturday. It's a collection of all police agencies in the county. We will be assisting 52 kids with shopping. It's a huge effort. Each kid will have their own personal officer from throughout the county. They'll go to Walmart, they'll be fed, and hopefully it will make some of these young people's holidays and their families a lot brighter. It's not just going to be for kids. We've also decided to add in food baskets for some of the families that are in need. So we've been working, pretty hard with all those committees in that. This coming Saturday, we'll also have a motorcycle run that's coming through town that starts at the Way of Life Church over on Colonial Way. They take a huge donation over to Harford County. We'll be providing them some assistance getting through town. So if you're around earlier in the day, around 11 o'clock in the afternoon, 11 o'clock in the morning, I'm sorry, be prepared to look for, some traffic delays in moving, procession. On that day also, Saturday's a very busy day. Ace Hardware has their Christmas event. We will have an officer there providing fingerprinting and other services and information for the public. And last but not least, Christmas and the holiday season is upon us. The shopping season is here. Although we don't have any notable trends in the town at this point in time, and none that I can point out in the county, please be aware that it's the time of season where the opportunist will take that momentary opportunity to steal from you. This is also the season where desperate people result to desperate measures to try to provide for their families during the holiday season. So be aware of your surroundings. Be aware of what you do with your purchased items, where you place them. Be cognizant of what you're doing because you do not want to fall victim to a crime at this point in time in the year. If there's no questions, that's all for me. Thank you all. Have a good holiday.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Town Administrator?
Thank you, Vice Mayor. I just want to throw a couple things out real quick for informational issues, questions that have come up. The water main that broke on Main Street, to give a little bit of background on why that happens. That is a 4-inch water main that runs down there, and why the town had to shut the water off completely is that this all predates a lot of us here in our understanding, but apparently when they performed streetscape in town, the town made steps to upgrade the water lines in that area, and they installed a 12-inch water main down Main Street. They ran the 12-inch water main parallel to the 4-inch water main that runs down Main Street, but they never disconnected the 4-inch water main. As I'm being told, it was supposed to be abandoned. They never disconnected it, which means the service lines to the various houses along there are still getting fed off the 12-inch water main. And although at that time they chose to abandon the 4-inch water main, they didn't, but they did decide to pave over the shutoff valves for the 4-inch water main in the street. So the crews could not shut the water off to that section of line, which, given the severity of the leak and what it was doing to the street, they had to make the decision to shut the water off to the entire town. So that's a little bit of the background there. We do not think that it was due to freezing temperatures. Quite frankly, when you look at the amount of damage to Main Street in that area around the corner, we think it might actually have been the heavy tractor trailers that we all know try to bypass the 95 toll, and they actually do come up into the town of Rising Sun and make that right-hand turn onto Queen Street. When you look at the general damage leading up to where that leak was at, you can see a lot of damage in the street itself. The trucks go up on the curb, they come down off the curb, there's a lot of weight there. The other thing that you might not be aware of about tractor trailer damage is that when a tractor trailer is going straight down the road, it doesn't do a whole lot of damage to the road surface itself. But believe it or not, when a tractor trailer has to slow down and navigate a left or right-hand turn, that exerts a lot of pressure and inertia into that one axle there. And a lot of times the actual axle will actually slide across the road and not roll across the road, so it can do a lot of damage. And when you look at the pipe itself that broke, it was more or less of a shear break on it, not like it was over pressure and the top of it blew out of it. So it was a shear break there. They did get it hooked back up again, but as we were afraid of, it did rupture again once we turned the water back on about a foot away from where the other previous break was at. We also followed up 2 days later with a water leak on Haynes Avenue. This, fortunately for the town, unfortunately for the resident, turned out to be a break in the service connection or the service line running to the main. One of the problems we have here in town is a lot, if you build a house today and you put a service line in, ideally you would want to put a copper line in for the service line. Sometimes they will use different variations of PVC piping, but back in the day they used to use galvanized piping. And the galvanized piping can slowly over time, it's a very soft metal, so slowly over time as gravity and pressure comes down on it, it will start to squash it out and start to make it lose its roundness to it, and that can create leaks also. So they were able to get it fixed. With that, I think I wanted to just throw out a shout out to our public works crews that I know the elected body appreciates also. having been in public works in the past in my previous life, a lot of times these jobs have certain protocols that you do or don't do. In other words, when your break comes in the morning, you stop for break. You ever see a government job on the road where you see guys standing around on a shovel? And you will see breaks during the daytime. You will see them break for lunch and just, keep the project in limbo. I want to emphasize, our guys did not do that. There's no one out there standing over top of them telling them they have to keep working. They take pride in that themselves. And our guys actually did not eat until 6:30 at night, and even then Commissioner Warnick and I almost had to walk down to Bigfoot's and basically set them up to eat because it was just out of sight, out of mind. So our guys, when the red light goes on, our guys do step up and do a great job, and I want to make sure that residents know that. In addition, all the Christmas decorations have been set up in town. That's the other thing our public works guys do, is they set the decorations up in town. Our town staff is also assisted in setting decorations up in and around the town hall itself. The other thing is that we did put the RFP out for the economic development study, and we've issued about 8 of the RFPs out. So it looks like we have a pretty good cross-section of professional consultants that are interested in assisting us with this economic development and community revitalization study for the town. The deadline to receive those is December 30th. So that concludes my report.
Thank you. Historical Preservation Committee.
Good evening, Commissioners.
Evening.
It's very brief. We will be resuming our regular scheduled meetings in January. That'll be the second Wednesday in January, and it'll be every second Wednesday thereafter. And I just wish to, I too would like to congratulate the Public Works Department. Having been a commissioner and been a mayor, I know how hard they work, and I know they take pride in their work, and I think we, as citizens of the town, should take pride in knowing that we have such a competent division. With that, I will wish you all happy holiday, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and have a safe one. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes,
Permission to speak very briefly, sir.
okay.
Ready to have one?
So I know, this is very quick. Something Chief Peterson mentioned reminded me, I should have mentioned when I spoke before, the library will have in Rising Sun will have its annual open house. It's a great event for families, for any library lovers. I want to say it's this coming Tuesday the 16th. I'm pretty sure of that. If you haven't been before, it's a lot of fun, and I encourage you all to come for the library and have a fun afternoon, evening. Thank you.
Thank you. Any old business? Under new business, I think we need to discuss the next meeting, which is Christmas week. I've heard some talk that we want to cancel that. Does the board have any comment on that?
I motion that we cancel the meeting for December 23rd.
I would second that motion.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Votes unanimous. Any other new business?
I would just like to remind everybody that this Friday, the 12th of December, is Bud McFadden Day in Rising Sun. And, we can't forget we have a local celebrity among us tonight. But, I mean, if my Sun pharmacy calendar hanging on my wall says Bud McFadden Day, so it's definitely true. So. Thank you for all you've done.
Okay, Commissioners' comments. Commissioner Auchenreith?
A few things on streets and sidewalks. As you know, with the 3 water main breaks, now we have 3 new holes in the road that come springtime we're going to have to deal with and, of course, come up with money for. Today, Calvin and I met with engineers from KCI about putting together a comprehensive evaluation over the winter and see what streets, sidewalks, possibly water and storm drains, as well as sewer pipes could use work. And this way we'll have a good idea going forward what we need to budget for, what we can afford, what needs to be done. They're going to prioritize those streets, sidewalks, and storm drains, something we talked about a few months back. So they're going to get back to us with the price for doing that evaluation, and we'll probably know something in January that I'll be bringing to the board on that. And two gentlemen were there today that have done this type of work in Maryland and in Delaware, and they applauded us being proactive on this because not many communities do that. So we'll be putting that together, and that's all I have tonight.
Okay, thank you. Commissioner Scully?
I don't have a report to give, but since we're going to not have another meeting for the holidays, I just want to wish everybody Merry Christmas and have a safe and happy holiday and enjoy time with your families.
Thank you. Commissioner Warnick?
Yeah, I mean, I really don't have a whole lot to report tonight. We, as everybody saw beforehand, we have one additional Boy Scout that's joined in to the project over at the dog park. I think it's Joel, I want to say McCall, I believe, is, I guess it's really not that important. But we have an additional a member of the Boy Scouts that's going to be helping with the project. There's really too much for two Boy Scouts to manage between the boardwalk, the bridge, and actually two large sections of boardwalk, the bridge and the learning platform. So one Boy Scout's going to do the boardwalk from the sidewalk end to the bridge and then do the bridge, and then the other Boy Scout is doing the learning platform, and the newest Boy Scout is going to be doing the section from the bridge past the learning platform to where that's going to end. So, the other project over at Veterans Park, we're moving forward on that. I know here soon you're going to see some information going out. The Boy Scouts will be soliciting donations for cost of the construction materials and such. So you'll be seeing information on that probably on the town's Facebook page and such. We'll be helping them try and raise that money to build those amenities. So that's the end of my report, and I would like to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Thank you. As far as the water and sewer, I have nothing new to report. The plan is moving along. Things appear to be going well. Yes.
One thing, Commissioner Walker, I left out, the Planning and Zoning Board will be scheduled to meet on the 15th, Monday the 15th, here on the third floor at 6:30 p.m. Our meetings have been running a little bit longer, trying to wrap up an ordinance we've been working on for months now, so we've moved those up a little bit earlier to get those things done. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone have anything else? Yes.
Two questions.
Sure.
What's the latest on the corkscrew slide at Diddy? Is that fixed yet, or?
I don't think it's been fixed yet. We've ordered, Calvin, we did place the order for the new sliding board, correct?
I think the intention was, I don't know if Ron did or not.
Okay.
With everything going on, I can't tell you honestly if he remembered to order it or not.
Okay. So,
And second question, the people that were collecting money at the intersection Saturday, what was that about?
I'm not aware of anyone collecting.
I saw someone there were holding a sign said Penn State. I didn't stop, and I don't, the sign said Penn State Cancer or something like that. I didn't stop. That's all I can tell you. I have remember in years past that I have seen them here before also.
Okay.
There is a group that does come from Penn State occasionally that will collect at the intersection. I'm aware of that. I wasn't aware they were here this weekend, but they have done that in the past.
So they don't need a permit then in town to do that?
They need to notify us. But
Okay. Just curious.
Anything else?
I motion we adjourn.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Meeting adjourned.